Have you ever wondered what would happen if hundreds of Bob-ombs all exploded together in Super Mario 3D World? Or how many Bob-ombs can come out of a Baddie Box? Or how big could you make a Bob-omb? Today, we push the limits of Super Mario 3D World modding by answering these questions and more, testing what we could do with Bob-ombs. You might be familiar with these objects in Super Mario 3D World. Bob-ombs are bomb-like enemies that try to explode when they notice you. There are bomb items that you can pick up and use, and there are these boxes called Baddie Boxes. The explosions from Bob-ombs in this game can hurt Mario, other enemies, it can break blocks, and most importantly for us, it can defeat other Bob-ombs. Baddie Boxes are these blocks that spit out Bob-ombs, and you'll notice that the one on the right spit out only one Bob-omb, but the one on the left keeps spitting out Bob-ombs. This is because each Baddie Box has a value for the maximum number of Bob-ombs that it can have active at a time. If a Baddie Box has a maximum of one Bob-omb, then it won't spawn any new Bob-ombs if there's already a Bob-omb out. If a Baddie Box has a maximum of 5 Bob-ombs, then it'll keep spawning more Bob-ombs until it reaches 5 Bob-ombs. I was wondering how many Bob-ombs you could set to come out of a single Baddie Box. I created a Baddie Box that had a maximum of 1,000 Bob-ombs. But the game crashed as soon as I loaded the level. I kept lowering that number and lowering it until the game wouldn't crash, and then I created a Baddie Box with a maximum of 100 Bob-ombs and put it into this level. I was watching the Bob-ombs fill up the level, curiously noticing that they mostly wanted to huddle around the Baddie Box, the way that baby ducklings huddle around their mother. Except these ducklings were different. These ducklings explode. These little Bob-omb ducklings would bounce along as they came out of the box, hoping to reach the ground, and I realized that time was starting to run low. Even though the timer for the level was almost up, more Bob-ombs were still coming out of the box. I had to go down and check on how these Bob-ombs would explode before we run out of time in the level. Mario drops down from his invisible platform up high, and the sparks from the fuses being ignited makes this look like a fireworks show that's about to go off. The Bob-ombs explode in several waves, and there's smoke all around that settles in a moment, and we are met with little Mario and one Bob-omb that just popped out of the box right after the explosion. I thought, hey, that was a lot of Bob-ombs, but we can do better than that. This time, I added some extra time for Mario to collect at the start of the level, so he could hopefully have the Baddie Box reach its maximum limit for Bob-ombs. As the timer worked its way down from 999 seconds to 800 to 700 to 600 to 500 seconds, we eventually reached the maximum number of Bob-ombs. And I had to stop and appreciate these Bob-ombs for a moment before heading down to them. They're kind of pushing against each other when they walk, and nobody's really getting anywhere. A lot of them around the center are just waddling back and forth because of how the collision of the nearby Bob-ombs is pushing them. It's like a poorly organized and inefficient ant colony that doesn't know its purpose and can't get anything done. And then, Mario drops down, we see the Bob-ombs do the wave, we see waves of flashing colors passing by because they didn't all notice Mario at once. Mario is bouncing along, and they all explode. If I tried to give a higher maximum value to the Baddie Boxes, then the game would crash when I tried to load the level, so I thought of a creative solution, and you might have this idea too. Let's add several Baddie Boxes. I wanted to test this out on a smaller scale first, so I tried this with 3 Baddie Boxes. After some time, the beginning part of Super Bell Hill was filling up with Bob-ombs, and when Mario dropped down, he caught the attention of the uppermost Bob-ombs, ran downwards, catching the attention of the others. The first Bob-ombs exploded, exploding the second group, and that explosion triggered some Bob-ombs to take out the rest of the remaining Bob-ombs. I wanted to try this out with 4 Baddie Boxes, and thankfully the game loaded without crashing. With 4 Baddie Boxes that are all nearby, you get to see a lot of Bob-ombs filling up Super Bell Hill, and I am loving how this is looking. We've got some Bob-ombs that look like they're just hanging out at the water cooler, and some other Bob-ombs are bouncing around like marbles, trying to reach a lower energy state. Eventually, there were so many objects in the level that the game's sound was starting to become a bit weird. I was jumping with Mario here, but sometimes the game wouldn't play the sound for Mario's jumping, and this is something that we've seen in my past videos that happens when you add lots of objects to a level. As Mario dropped down, you could see that the game was pretty laggy, and the audio wasn't 100% normal with this many objects loaded in the level. some of Mario's bouncing sounds weren't being played, and we see a lot of Bob-ombs all exploding together in big groups, leaving smoke clouds all around, and then it extends into the outer area, and all of the Bob-ombs are all cleared out. It's funny to see that if Mario stays up on this invisible platform that I added up here, some of the Bob-ombs down there still do try to run to Mario depending on where he is, even though they can't reach him up here. With 5 Baddie Boxes, I was surprised that the game still didn't crash. Similar to what was happening before, when there were enough Bob-ombs on the screen and in the level, the game stopped playing the sound of the Bob-ombs being spit out. And this is starting to remind me of my putting 1,000 Goombas on top of a single block video. We've also got some crowd surfing Bob-ombs here, like we're at a Bob-omb concert. This time, the Bob-ombs spread out so far that it took several explosions for all of them to get defeated. And if I added another Baddie Box, then the game would crash when I tried to load the level. I was curious to see what would happen if you stacked 100 Bob-ombs all in the same spot. At first, it looked like the Bob-ombs were floating upwards, but then you could see that it was because of the collision detection of the Bob-ombs that they're actually pushing each other away, and eventually you could see all the Bob-ombs wandering around the central point, similar to what happens when they all pop out of a Baddie Box. So of course, we had to go down and see what an explosion with 100 Bob-ombs would look like. I wanted to do the same thing with 200 Bob-ombs all put on the same spot, because if we used more Bob-ombs then the game would crash. So with 200 Bob-ombs all on the same spot, the way that they get pushed back is even funnier, and the quick, jagged back and forth movement makes me smile to see. The explosion from 200 Bob-ombs creates a big ripple effect, like a heavy stone being dropped into water, and there are huge waves. I was wondering if bigger Bob-ombs would have bigger explosions in the game, so I made a level starting off with a Bob-omb that is 1/4 normal size, then a normal Bob-omb, and then the Bob-ombs that keep getting bigger and bigger, up to 100 times as big as normal, so we could see if the explosions get bigger as the Bob-ombs get bigger. I tested the smallest one first, and I couldn't tell if the explosion was smaller or not. The regular size Bob-omb had what looked like a regular size explosion, so this is what we're going to be comparing against. And I was surprised to find that no matter how big the Bob-ombs were, the explosions for the Bob-ombs were kept track of in another file. So the bigger Bob-ombs still had little tiny, normal explosions. The biggest reason why this surprised me was that for some enemies, like Conkdords, if you scale them up, then the effects like the dust particles around their feet when they walk are actually scaled up. And we saw the same thing with Goombas. When you stretch up Goombas, the dust that appears around the feet of Goombas gets bigger when you stretch them up. You might also be wondering, what happens if you put 1,000 Goombas on top of a single block in Super Mario 3D World? Well, it is your lucky day, because I have a video about exactly that. A lot of my videos are about testing what is possible in games, and you might find some videos that you enjoy on my channel, like a video where we test if you could fire Mario through a solid wall. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. A big thank you to my Patreon supporters for supporting my content creation, and a big thank you to you for watching this video. I'm really glad that people are enjoying the videos that I'm making. Wishing all of you a very fantastic day ahead of you, and take care, everybody.